What's up guys? Brand new streaming box in the house. This is the new UGOOS AM8. Now when this company UGOOS launches a brand new TV box, I get excited because they always push out new technology, new features, and in this case we have a brand new Amlogic chipset to play with. And it might just be one of the most powerful chipsets we have seen in an Android TV box so far. Okay, so quickly run through the specs. So this box is powered by a brand new chipset. It is the Amlogic S928XJ. It's a Penta-core processor clocked at 2.0 GHz. For graphics, we have the integrated Mali G57. This box has 4 gigs of LPDDR4 RAM and 32 gigs of eMMC storage. There is MicroSD Expansion up to 32 gigs. You've got Wi-Fi 6, Gigabit LAN and Bluetooth 5.3. This is running full Android version 11. We've got HDMI version 2.1a. This box supports up to 8K at 60 FPS. It also supports the AV1 codec, and you do have pass-through support for 5.1 and 7.1 surround sound. And this does come with a Bluetooth remote with voice and gyro. Let's have a quick look at what you get inside the box. So we get a user manual. We've got dual external antennas for Wi-Fi, a UGOOS branded HDMI cable. We've got a UGOOS branded Type-C to Type-C cable, a Type-C power brick, a Bluetooth remote control, which also has a built-in microphone for your voice searches. It is powered by 2 AAA batteries, which are not included in the box. And last but not least, the TV box itself. So the box is actually made from a metal case with a matte finish. You've got the UGOOS logo finished in white. On the front, we've got an infrared for the remote control. So it is a hybrid remote. It's infrared and Bluetooth. If we keep going, we've got our 2 connections for the antennas, which I'm about to connect right now. So dual external antennas. If we keep going, we've got Type-C port for power. We've got Type-C port for data transfer. We've got an HDMI 2.1a port, Gigabit LAN, SPDIF, and you've got a 3.5mm port for audio. If we keep going, we've got 3 USB 3 ports and a microSD card slot, and that will bring us back to the front of the box. And this is how the bottom of the box looks like. So you can see we've got 2 holes there, one for recovery and one for mask ROM, and there is some ventilation in the center. So that is how the box looks with the antennas to the side. So very excited to test the capabilities of this TV box, and we are going to put this thing to the test to see what it's capable of. I'll be right back. First of all, I've ran a boot up speed test, and I'm amazed to see that this box took only 7.97 seconds to fully load the home screen from a cold start. And here is the home screen. We have a full Android desktop/tablet layout, and it's completely customizable just like a tablet, and you can navigate with a remote or a mouse. And it's also nice to see that we have a navigation status bar at the bottom, which you can bring up by just swiping up on the mouse. Now if we head over to the main system settings, then go to device preferences and check out the system storage info, you will see that this box has 32 gigs of internal storage, from which there are 27 gigs free to use. And if we have a quick look in about, you will see that this is running Android version 11, and you can see the firmware version, kernel and build numbers, etc. Now other features to mention, under input and devices, we have our HDMI CEC settings, and there are a number of options to play around with under this section. If we go back, we've got button manager, menu button customizer. It's a single press, double press, triple press, or long press. So if we just press enter, and these are all your customization options per button. Now we've got mouse settings, so you can actually change the pointer speed or even enlarge the mouse pointer. We've got USB settings, and check this. If we tap on USB 3 port, you can actually switch the speeds from super speed to high speed. So you can drop the speed up or down. I'm not sure why you would want to drop the speed down of the USB port. Under display and sound, we have resolution, color, position, orientation, and a few more options. If I tap on resolution, I just want to show you quickly 4K 60. If we go back, you've got color mode, HDR policy, and then you've got HDR to SDR. We've got position, orientation, automatic frame rate is another cool feature. It's off by default, but you can switch it on if you need to. We'll go to the bottom, advanced sound settings, and you can see some of the formats that are supported. If we select formats, it's set on auto, but you have some other options here if you want to switch. Now under panels and interface, we have system bars, recent application window, hardware monitor, home screen, voice input, and animations. So system bars is your status bar at the top and bottom. Recent applications, hardware monitor. So if I activate it, just to give you an example, you will see an overlay appear on the left, and that will be displayed on top. So hardware monitor can be enabled if you're doing some system testing. I'm going to keep it off for now. We've got home screen. So there are actually two different home screens you can select. The one I've shown you, the tablet design, and then you've got the UL launcher. If I just select it, so that is the secondary home screen. So you've got a simple icon layout. You can add more icons by hitting the plus sign and just selecting any app you like. And all your favorite apps you'll find in one line. Right at the end you have settings, and right at the start you've got a app drawer. So a very minimalistic home screen. I actually prefer the other look, but two options are there in case you guys want it. Okay, we've got voice input applications. It's set on USearch. I'm going to switch that to Google, of course. And then you've got your animation options. This is usually found in developer options, but they moved it to here to make things easier. Now, under power settings, we've got power indicator. I'll show you what that is. So power indicator can be switched on or off, and you can actually choose different colors based on what the status is. So active, sleep, or hibernate. There is a screensaver, energy saver, power key and timer action is set to sleep, but you have a few other options there. Wake up from motion, power on from Bluetooth, and maximum performance mode. So lock the CPU and GPU clock at the highest speed. I'm definitely going to do that. Maximum performance mode active. And for those who know what this is, you've got super user access, so you can activate root from here should you wish to do so. Now we've got Google settings, location, accessibility, quick look if there's anything interesting, and then we've got additional settings at the bottom. Open it up and you will see the full Android settings as you would normally see it on a tablet. So those were all your settings, and there were quite a few settings to play around with. UGOOS likes to give us more customization options with their boxes, and that is one of the highlights of this box. Alright, so now it's time to check out the complete system apps. These are all the apps available on this box as standard. I have not actually installed anything yet, so these are your default apps. So you've got quite a few apps here. You've got two file managers, gallery, AirScreen, Miracast. You've got the Google Play Store as well, which is going to come in handy because there are many apps not available as standard. So where is YouTube? Where is Netflix? Where is Prime? So I'm about to download all of those from the Play Store. Okay, so I've just downloaded all my usual favorite apps. So you can see Netflix, YouTube, Prime. Disney Plus is not available from the Play Store, but everything else I found. So one of the first things I like to test is screen mirroring, and we have Miracast and AirScreen. So that's Android and iOS screen mirroring included. So let's open up Miracast and test the Android screen mirroring. Okay, so I've actually tried connecting to Miracast with at least 3 different phones. 2 were Samsung, 1 was a Poco. None of them work. So screen mirroring for Android for some reason is not working. Now let's try screen mirroring for iOS. So we have AirScreen pre-installed. Let's open it up. So any second now, my iPhone 14 Pro screen should be mirrored. And as you guys can see, it's worked absolutely fine. So screen mirroring for Android doesn't work, but screen mirroring for iOS is working absolutely fine. Now they play 4K videos from a USB drive, and I'm going to do this with the included default media player, which is Movie Player. Okay, so we're going to start off with the high bitrate Jellyfish demo. First file is 160 megabits per second, and you can see it's playing back nice and smooth. Second file we are testing is the 180 megabits per second Jellyfish demo, and again playback is very smooth. The real test, 400 megabits per second high bitrate Jellyfish demo. And whilst it is trying to play back, you can see it's struggling with this sample. Now we're going to play some regular 4K 60. Audio not supported. Let's go back. So there is a codec issue. It means I need to download VLC player. So thereafter I tested some 4K 60 samples with various HDR formats, and they all played back super smooth. And just to see what happens, I also tested out an AV1 clip, and you can see it's playing back fine. So AV1 codec is also supported. Now let's move on to the 4K YouTube test. And you can see YouTube supports a maximum of 4K 60 with HDR. So let's see how it plays back.
It was said this child would stop the madness of war.
It's resourcefulness, and perhaps an open heart. I needed to tell you how sorry I am for, about what happened.
Okay, so now it's time to test Netflix, and I downloaded Netflix straight from the Play Store legit, and you can see maximum streaming quality possible is 540p. I also tested out Amazon Prime Video, and again we have SD quality streaming max. We are now moving on to the gaming test, and we're going to start off with some Asphalt 8. Now unfortunately during the gaming tests my audio messed up on my capture card. Nothing to do with the TV box itself. The box played all the games perfectly fine with great audio, so for the rest of the games you're just going to hear background music. Okay, so for you advanced users, DRM info shows Google Widevine level 3. And here is CPU Z, where you can check out the clock speeds. And as you can see, all CPU cores are completely maxed out, and that is because we have this box on top performance mode. And just to confirm, the Android version is 11, and there is a root switch in settings, so you decide whether this box is rooted or not. And in the Wi-Fi speed test, we achieved download speeds of 379 and upload speeds of 33 megabits per second. And just for some context, I ran the same test on the same Wi-Fi with my iPhone 14 Pro, and I achieved a score slightly lower than what the box gave me. Now I usually get around 500 megabits per second in this office, and that is typical speeds, but it looks like my connection itself is only achieving under 400 today on all my devices. So that means this box has a pretty decent Wi-Fi, and it is capable of achieving my top speed when my ISP lets it. So that brings us to our benchmarks, beginning with Geekbench, single core score of 402 and multi-core score of 747. And in the Antutu benchmark test, we achieved a pretty decent 216K. So let's see how that compares with the others. So here is my top Android TV box performance chart for 2023, showing you the latest TV boxes and seeing how they compare with each other. And the ranking is based on Antutu benchmark scores. And based on that, you can see the UGOOS AM8 has achieved a respectful position 5 on this chart with a benchmark score of 216K. Now I've also given this box an overall rating of 4 out of 5. Now you can view the full versions of all my charts online at chigstech.com and read them at your leisure. So there you have it, guys. That was the new UGOOS AM8. Now I know what you guys are thinking. This box is powerful. It streamed YouTube 4K. OS and UI is fantastic. You get great connectivity with 3 USB 3 ports, microSD slot. You've got a Gigabit LAN, dual external Wi-Fi. You can even play AV1 Codec, which is a bonus. And you definitely can't forget the extensive customization settings and tweaks. So why did it only get a 4 out of 5 in my charts? Well, Netflix and Prime are limited to SD quality. Disney Plus is not available to download from the Play Store. Native Miracast did not work for me, and the remote control's gyro mouse function also did not work. Now that being said, I do appreciate the effort UGOOS makes with their new TV boxes. They're always trying out new chipsets and offering new features and tweaks, which you don't usually get in other TV boxes. But to sum this one up, I do recommend you pay extra and pick up the NVIDIA Shield, which is still more powerful than this box and most other boxes out there. It does 4K across the board, including Dolby Vision and Atmos. The AM8 does not support Vision or Atmos or even 4K across the board. A cheaper alternative but still quite powerful is the Fire TV Cube 4K 3rd generation, which is also pretty good at kicking ass when it comes to 4K streaming. So needless to say, the UGOOS AM8 is priced quite high. It's slightly cheaper than the Shield, but saying this, if you go to the website, you will see that they're nearly sold out already. That's even before me publishing this video. So that is how good their boxes sell. So bottom line, a pretty advanced box, but you do need to consider those caveats. I think this box is more designed and orientated towards the advanced user who can take advantage of all of those extensive features. That's all for this video. Any questions, you guys know what to do. Don't forget to hit the like and sub button to support the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.